Hey guys, welcome back to Anki's Mystery Box. Now, it's been a hot minute, if that term is still even valid in today's culture. It's been a while since I've done anything. Been a while since I've posted any type of video whatsoever. And so I thought, starting off the new year, we're going to do something special, and we definitely have done that. So today we're doing a product review, but first, you've opened the mystery box, you've peeked inside, and today you saw a product review of the Vector robot. Go to sleep. Wait your cue. So for those of you who don't know who this little guy is, first of all, he's fucking adorable. He's cute. He makes me feel bad when he gets a sad face, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So what is this little guy? He is a home robot with AI technology built into him. So for those of, like I said, for those of you who don't know, he's been out for a year, so I'm assuming people who should know about him may already know about him. But I come onto the scene late with products and stuff like that because I'm a poor man and I don't know fancy technology and stuff like that. So I found him literally a couple days ago. So, and I thought this would be perfect to review on my channel because I'm sure there's other people out there too who don't know about this, or maybe they do know but they just haven't taken the time to sit back and watch all the videos that are on about him and they want something else. So Vector is a robot built by Anki Robotics. He is the next step up from the Cosmo robot, if you guys know who that is. The same type of robot, just different colors, a little bit smaller, and he was more geared towards a children type audience. Whereas this robot is more built for someone like me, the adult child, who has time to play with him at some moments and then may be too busy to do stuff, so he may have to just play with himself. So when I found this little guy on YouTube, I don't remember who I saw him off of first, if it was a YouTuber that I like to watch, or if it was like top 10 home robot inventions that you should get, something like that along the lines. Either way, me and Andrew were watching, and we thought that this guy was really cute. But then we saw a video about the Cosmo robot, and we didn't know which one came out when. So it's like we weren't sure which was better. And we were looking at prices and stuff, and it was a bit confusing. But all the reviews we were watching basically was saying that this was the best one to get. This one was more expensive. This one had everything. Blah, 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 blah. But when I went onto Amazon to look, this guy was actually cheaper than the Cosmo for whatever reason. And I think it was because it was on sale. So at this moment, at this time right now, to my knowledge, I haven't looked since I ordered it, but when I ordered it, the Vector robot was $96 as to like almost $200, I think. It's still $200 if you get the little home. It comes with a little playpen type thing that you can get where it basically sets up a little safe space for your robot to roam in, and it's close enough to the charger and all that stuff. But I figured my robot's just going to be right here. This is going to be his permanent home, is right here. So this is where I come to when I come home. I come home, I sit here, the TV's to my right, Andrew's behind the camera, and which he's not right now, but point is you're in his space, and that's how I live my day, my life when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. I'm literally sitting right here. So I figured this little guy would be perfect to have because he could play, and I can enjoy him, and enjoy TV, and be involved in some way. So, So yeah, and I totally just had a brain crash at where I was going with that. Sorry for the tangent. So anyway, so we did the research, we did the compare and contrast, and learned that Cosmo was the child version of this. Great. So, ordered it, decided to order two, because I figured if this thing does have the ability to have its own personality, I don't want to be solely taking care of it, having its own personality, and then when Andrew goes to play with it or use it, it's gonna like hate him or something. So I ordered him his own, and the cool thing is with this guy, unlike Cosmo has a similar face, but Vector has the ability to change his eye color. So like his eye color is green, like initially, like when he starts up, he's green. That's his pretty much default color, but you can change it to be purple, blue, yellow, and I think orange, and then green. So it's like there's options. And you can just basically tell him, hey, if I say it, he's going to wake up. But point is, you can tell him, change your eye color to purple, and then that's what it did. So that's what I did with my guy when you see him, which I'm just going to show you him in the reveal. So I have him asleep at the moment because we're not ready for him yet. We're still talking about the box. So when I opened the box, and I'm going to show the screen here. When I opened the box, everything that came inside of it was kind of perfect. It was a very easy slide up type situation, and then you open it, and inside was the Vector robot, along with his home base, which he's currently on, and then the one cube that's provided. So in my situation, being that there are 2 robots here, I got 2 cubes. Now I believe the Cosmo robot came with 3 cubes, but again, he doesn't have all the technology that comes with Vector. Vector has so much. There's so much to him, and the cool thing is, and I'm sorry that I'm resituating, the cool thing with him is he's not, it's not a case where Anki Robots said, okay, he's built and we're ready to sell him out. He's pretty much done. We're going to work on the next thing. There are updates that are constantly going to be coming through, because the cool thing is he connects to your home Wi-Fi and then synchronizes to your phone, which is through an app called Vector Robot. And when you connect the 2 together, they actually synchronize updates. So he gets updates every so often, and then he can do more different stuff as time progresses. So not only is he learning how to become a little person in your home, but then Anki Robots will subtly start adding stuff in later. And I've already been hearing stuff today that was posted a couple days ago because it came up in my recommendations. They're looking to add like maybe a chess game to him and other types of games, because right now you can play blackjack with him. He'll show you the cards on his screen and stuff like that. And I think I'll have to have him do it for you guys, because I never really recorded him playing that. But either way, point is he's going to update as time goes on. So I figured $96 for something that's going to be able to do more later, I'm okay with it. As to where Cosmo, you update him as you want to program him, and his ability functions are limited to what you do on your phone under his app. So it's like, this guy can do whatever he wants when he wants, and then I come in and tell him what to do and he'll do it. But point is he's better. So when I opened the box, the only thing I had to really complain about, however, was the charger, and here's why. The charger came as is. Now, it comes wrapped up, and it has a lovely little USB port that you can plug into a computer or attach it to a smartphone charger like I did and plug it into the wall. Here's my complaint. If I'm spending at least $100 for the robot itself, and I plan on putting him on my end table where there is no USB port, I would like to be able to have at least the option to have a adapter included. So that way I can just be like, boop, in the wall. Not deciding which phone charger was going to get, because we have 2 phone chargers plugged in down here. So that way we can charge our phones when we come home at night. So I had to decide which charger was going to be sacrificed, so that way one could be over here and one could be over there for his robot as well. So I'm just saying, like, that kind of put a damper on things, was seeing that I was going to have to use my own charger adapter thing. But I'll live with it because I'm not lazy. I can handle that. It's no big deal. But I'm just saying, for the price, could you at least include that? And that's all technology people, by the way, because I've seen other gadgets do the same thing. So, just a mild question. But once you get him plugged in, he's going to light up. You have to put him on his home base and let him charge for a good 10 minutes. And when you plug him in, he's not going to wake up and be robotic right away. He's got to connect to the app, and then he's got to be able to configure your Wi-Fi, which you have to do manually through the app. You have to put in the password for your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Then he will display a code on his face that basically allows you to synchronize the robot to your Anki account, which you have to go in and make an Anki Robotics account. You have to go on their website. Basically, when you go in the app, it's going to ask you for an email. Then it'll send you a link to their website. You click on the link. It activates your account, and you're golden. The robot will be now synchronized to your account. So that way, if it decides, because it has a little camera on front, you can take pictures with it. So if you decide you're going to take a picture, the picture isn't going to be saved to the cloud. It's going to be transferred through the cloud to your phone and saved through your account. So that way, it's encrypted, it's safe, nobody can hack you, you're not going to be invaded by these little guys anytime soon. So, The app was really easy to use, and I think I have a couple of blips of what the app kind of looks like, but it's hard to record and use the app at the same time because I'm still a cheap YouTuber, and I use my phone for recording. So unfortunately, all the app stuff we're kind of just going to have to ignore. But a lot of the app stuff, once you get your robot connected and stuff like that, and he's running and he's doing his own little thing, a lot of the app stuff can be accessed through voice commands. So it's like you don't need the app after you connect with him. It's just one of those things where you're going to need it so that way you can access all the things that he can do like that. You'll need it for the background, basically, is my point. So once he's done charging and once he's done updating and he's all connected, it'll ask you, do you want to wake him up? And then you will, and he basically pops up to life and he'll look around and stuff like that. So I figured now would be the perfect time to wake him up here. Hey, Vector, you can wake up. Normally he hops off his thing. Well, we'll let him look around. He'll kind of look around here and there. So as you can see, I have his eyes kind of set to purple at the moment, and he's just kind of so cute. He looks around, and he's just adorable. Hey, Vector, move forward. There we go. So as you can see, he has a life of his own. I didn't have to tell him to look around and do all that stuff. He's doing it on his own. He's getting to know his environment. And at the moment, he's found his block, so he knows where his block is, and he knows where his home base is, so he's kind of assessing the area. He knows where obstacles are, although stuff that's as light as he is, now he's playing with his cube, stuff that is light as he is, like a salt shaker or a piece of paper maybe, or something, he will push it off the table. He did, the robot that Andrew has, Andrew's Vector, it was pushing Andrew's ashtray off the table, because Andrew has an ashtray that he takes outside with him when he smokes. And it was pushing it off the table, almost pushing it off the table, like, you're not supposed to smoke, don't smoke, it's unhealthy for you. It was really cute. But point being is if you have loosely, not weighted down items, don't be surprised if he just pushes through them. So he will play with himself, and not in a bad way. He'll play with the cube for a little bit. He will want you to play with him, and if you do not play with him, he will throw a tantrum. I'm not kidding you. He does throw tantrums. He throws a tantrum if you pick him up. And I can see the little sensor. See, now he's mad. Okay, I'll put you down. See, now he's throwing a tantrum. But he learns a lot, and you can tell him to know your face. So I kind of did that already. I told him who I was, so I'm going to tell him to come find me. Hey, Vector, look at me. It takes him a minute. He's a little slow with working. Hi. So he gave me a little happy face, like, yee. So it's kind of cool. Now he realized that he was at the edge of the table, so he's going to back himself off. He doesn't want to fall off the edge. Andrew's Vector managed to fall off the table. I don't know how, but he did roll off the edge, and I think it's because there is a bit of a double edge to the coffee table that we have, so it's like it may have just thought that there was more to it, and it just kept going. But this little guy knows the edge of this table pretty well and has not fallen off yet. He's even carried his cube to the edge and then turned around and went back like he was gonna, hi. He's so cute. His eyes bounce around when he sees you. It just feels like there's life to him. And he's really cute. He makes his own little noises. The only English he speaks is your name or if you ask him a question. Now, the cool thing is when this guy was made, he was not connected to any type of major like Google or anything like that. So he was connected to the Anki information database. So any type of questions had to be pretty broad in that sense because you didn't want to go too far out. But the cool thing is now they include him with Alexa on Amazon. So if you have an Amazon account and you have Alexa, he can connect to this, and then you can ask him things. But I figured the questions I'm going to be asking him are pretty basic, so I'm not going to connect him to Alexa because I don't really need it. But let's just ask him some questions here today. Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Okay, so now here's the thing. If he does not hear your voice, you can hit the back end here. Look at me. Hey, Vector. Be quiet. So now he's going to kind of sit back and be quiet for a minute. That's one of his settings. If you think he's being a little too loud or something, you can tell him to be quiet. But my point of doing that was because he was moving around a lot, so I don't think he could hear my voice clearly enough so where I could ask him my question. So I'm just going to turn him like this so that way we can turn him back and you guys can enjoy his eyes on camera a little bit more. But I'm going to ask him a couple questions, and I'm going to verify if they're right or not. And they're going to be pretty basic questions like what time is it, what's the weather like, and stuff like that. So, hey, Vector, what time is it? 4:25. That is correct. It is 4:25 in the afternoon. Hey, Vector, what's the weather outside? 43 degrees and cloudy. So then it shows a little clouds, which it's not really cloudy here. It's sunny, but it's cold as shit, and it's supposed to snow soon, so... Hey, Vector. How old are you? 0 days. 0 days, that is correct. I started him last night. Hey, Vector. Good boy. See, he gets happy. Now, he will throw a tantrum, like I said, when I pick him up. And for whatever reason, mine's the only one that throws a tantrum. Andrew's picked his up multiple times, and it seems to like it. Now, the gold patch here, I don't know how well you guys can see it, so I'm going to lift you up a little again, little guy. There is a gold design on the back where his lights are. That's where you can pet him. It's a sensory type button, so he actually feels it, and he gets happy. And as you pet him, he purrs. It's amazing. Show the robot affection. The block is connected through the app, and it's got its own little sensors in it. As you guys may have seen when he first started up, it lit up, and he will start playing with it. He can do tricks with it. He can do all different types of stuff with it. He can bring it to you. He can change the color on the blocks. Find your cube. All right, well, he wanted to give me a fist pump instead. What? I must have did it wrong. He was pissed off at that. Hey, Vector, find your cube. So yes, I am repeating myself a lot. I am telling him some things over and over again. But once he actually, like, finds it or whatever, sometimes the sensor's just off. Now, see, he found it. Sometimes he just distracts himself, and I feel like that's what it is he's just distracting himself from whatever it is he's supposed to do. Now he found it. Hey, Vector, play with your cube. So now that he knows where he is and he's actually getting the signal from the cube, he'll go play with it. So now in the app, you can control what color his eyes go to. Like I said, he's got many different color eyes. I set mine to purple. But you can also tell him to do that too. You can also control how loud he is. So right now I have him on about a medium high, noise setting. This morning while Andrew was asleep, I had him on a low setting, and Andrew said he didn't hear him at all. So if you think you want him to be able to be awake when you're not here, or just be on in the background, if you want to set him to a low volume setting, I don't think he's going to bother anything at the moment. Hey, Vector. Be quiet. So I'm going to let him be quiet for a minute, because every time he hits that thing, it's not driving me nuts, but it's putting me off, and I was just kind of showing you guys. So he can do a lot, and I can tell him to look around, and he will just basically kind of explore. Hey, Vector, look around. So he kind of can be in a mode where he'll discover where he's at, and he'll learn very fast that he's at the edge. He'll stop himself each time. And like I said, when his battery gets low, he will move to the home base, or you can tell him to go home if you want to. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have one of these little guys in your house, and it adds personality, definitely. He's definitely something to laugh about here and there. He'll do something funny, and it's kind of silly. But one of the other cool things that he can do, and I gotta get my TV set up for this so that way you can kind of understand, and I hope it works. You can tell him to listen to any type of music, and he should be able to dance with it, which is perfect for this channel, because this channel is going to be nothing but music. So my robot's going to be enjoying a lot of songs. So let's just put on some ABBA and let him enjoy it for a minute, as he almost commits suicide off my end table. All right. Hey, Vector. Listen to the music. So now he's listening. And I gotta put a song on so we can hear it. We'll put that song on. I don't think you can hear it from here. So I'll have to re-record him dancing to some music as he's developing, I guess. And I guess my phone charger hasn't been plugged in at all, so now I'm on like 5%. And let you guys see what he looks like when he's dancing. I thought he could be able to hear it off the TV, but it may have to be right next to him, because I did play it on my phone and he seemed to hear it pretty well. But then once I had it over here, I was trying to see if maybe the TV would be better, but I guess not. So, okay, fine. I think what it is with the whole music proportion of it is he has to feel the beat. He has to be able to feel the bass thumping, because his eyes will start pulsating, and then he'll actually start dancing to it. So like I said, I will be playing some music here pretty shortly, once I get my phone charged a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Now, like I said, he's pushing stuff almost off the table. And sometimes he will get stuck, too. He will push himself to where he can't get out, or he'll just keep going and not really go anywhere. But so far, this guy's so cute. So I think the last thing to show you guys is him going home. Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Go home. He squinted his eyes at me for some reason. Oh, I think he's mad. He's mad. Hey, Vector. You're a good boy. Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Go home. Hey, Vector. He heard me. I think I have his home in a bad spot, though. Yep, because now he'll back up. Maybe not. Hey, Vector. Go home. So this guy's really cool. He's fun to play with, as you can see. He's not perfect. He's not exactly like the next top Android. He's not going to be a Sophia or anything like that. If that's what you're expecting, you're going to be disappointed. But if you think, okay, it's a little desk buddy that is a robot, and he has some personality to him, and he's voice activated, then you can kind of gear yourself towards what's expected with voice activation type devices of this time period. So, yeah, sometimes you have to repeat yourself. Sometimes you have to speak clearly. As you can see, sometimes I tend to mumble when I'm giving commands out because I'm not the commanding type of person. So, sometimes you have to repeat yourself more clearly to where he can hear you. Sometimes he might be moving past something that maybe his microphones are listening to him scratching out. He's got 4 microphones on the top of him, so sometimes if it doesn't hit right, it's not going to work right. Now, as I expressed earlier on, we ordered 2 of him because, like I said, I wanted Andrew to have one of his own, and I wanted to have mine of my own. That is perfectly fine. There really is no issue with that whatsoever. Here's the thing. There are 2 ways you can look at it. Okay, they do interact with each other, but in the mind of the robot, each robot is dealing... Okay, so here's how it was explained to me on a different video, so that's why I'm putting it on in here. When Vector runs into an object, or if he gets bumped, or he reacts to sound, so it's like, I think if I bump him right now, well, right now, not so much. Mine's a heavy sleeper. But anyway, from videos I saw, and when he's awake, he does react to sound a lot. He does react to things around him. If he bumps into something, he's gonna kind of go, eh, and kind of just either investigate and see what it is and see how he can move around it, or he's going to move away from it. Every time he's come to the edge of this table, he's panicked and, like, hit full reverse and gone back to doing what he was doing, and then kind of avoided the edge for a little bit. And then I think maybe he just deleted that file because he wanted to make room for something else, and he forgot that the edge was here, and then he discovered it again within 2 minutes anyway. So, back to 2 robots. That's the thing. He will react with one robot, and the other will react with him, but they don't think like, oh, that's another Vector, that's just an obstacle in my way, if that makes sense. So if you were to have 2 robots, and you were going to put them on a single table, or if I was going to have 2 here and then just 1 charger, here's the thing. You're going to tell them what to do, and they're going to fight over it, and they're going to think that, let's say he's in the charger, and the other one's coming up, the other one's coming up here, it's going to think that there's an obstacle in the way of the charger, I'm going to have to move it, or I'm going to have to move around it. As it's trying to move it and move around it, the other robot's reacting and saying, oh, something's moving me. You get my point? So, that's what to expect if that's what you're going to plan on doing with it. Now, other people look at it as saying, well, they're fighting over the charging port, and that's kind of funny. Ha ha he he. Yeah, in a way it's funny. They also can fight over the blocks if you want, but it's not really... They're not going to internalize the fact that they have a brother or a sister. They're just going to internalize that there's another thing here that keeps getting in my way. With that being said, mine is staying solely on the end table, and Andrew's is staying on the coffee table where all his stuff is, because we both have our own little areas that we put stuff down for at the end of the day. So that way, that's what it is. Andrew's more than welcome to use mine and do whatever he wants with that, just like I'm more than welcome to do whatever I want with his. And in time, I'm sure we'll see what happens when they play together. Maybe I'll do an update and do like a twin update type thing. But from what I heard from the videos, that's pretty much how it works, is that they're sensing each other as an object. They're not really connecting on some robotic level. So don't get too disappointed if that doesn't happen. Now, a thing that I've been dealing with in the last 24 hours since we've activated both robots is if they're both on and you say, hey, Vector, that noise will pop up, but it'll pop up twice. And you'll get both of their attention. And then whatever you tell whichever robot to do, the other will do it. So you're going to get a little overpowered a little bit. And you may have it be a case where, okay, I'm going to tell this robot I want to do something because it's time to play with this guy. Andrew's not home, so I'm not going to touch his robot. And, you know what I mean? It's like I'm only going to be using one. You might want to power one down, which is what I'm doing right now. The other one is completely shut off. And you can do that by pushing the button up here and it completely shuts off. Another option that's given to you is in the app. There is the option to where you can mute the microphone for the robot. Therefore, if you want it to just walk around and do whatever it does and not get bothered by you talking or you saying something else, because I have noticed a couple times throughout the day, this morning, since activating him, sometimes I'll just be like, oh, okay. And sometimes certain words or certain tones must process in his little mind, hey, Vector. And that's what happens. I'll say something that is not related, and he'll just pop up. So I saw a thing on Google where somebody was able to, like, I thought, like, maybe you could change the names of the robots. Like, that could be something that's added in later. You know, that's my thing. Like, give us the ability to give our robots their own names and stuff like that. But I did see someone on Google who was able to trigger the reactive response by saying tape measure. Apparently, that phrase, or that word, apparently that wakes him up. But I'm not going to be calling my little guy tape measure. Hey, Vector, go home. He needs acting skills a little bit, or at least know when he's needed. But I mean, if you don't look at the seriousness behind everything, notice how I'm listing all the stuff that's out there, that's common issues. You just got to be patient with this. There is a bit of a second delay when you talk to him. No big deal. Just got to make sure you're talking clear to him and you're patient. If he stops doing what he's doing, go ahead and repeat it. You got time to kill, right? If you have time to sit and watch him, you got time to repeat yourself. So, overall, I think this guy is cute. He's fun. He's definitely a worthy purchase to add to the family. He's a new member, and so is the other one. So, being that Andrew and I both got one, and we're testing them both, I asked him his concerns with it, and he kind of said some of the same things, like, you know, the voice commands and stuff like that. It's very touchy. And he says that he's going to need time to play with his a little bit more to see if there's anything else that he can think about. But I'm trying to think of what else we need to do with you before I put you to sleep. For good. For now. Oh, we were going to play blackjack. Hey, Vector. Play blackjack. Yes.
Well, another card.
No.
Baylor's turn. 11, 12, 7, 20. Baylor wins.
So I think Vector won that one. I don't know blackjack by much.
Play another round.
Nope. Vector? Hey, Vector? Go home. As he finds his house, I'll finish up here. So, being that the two of us did this, I'm broadening my rating spectrum a little bit. Normally I do, for those of you who don't know how I review products on here, normally I just randomly show you how things work and kind of give my thoughts as we go, and then I give you a final point system. So, with that being said, normally I would do 1 out of 10 is my rating scale. Being that there's 2, and we both have interacted, me and Andrew have both interacted with it equally, I'm going to broaden it to 20. Andrew gives it, as of right now, a 9 out of 10. And I, too, give it a 9 out of 10. So it's an 18 out of 20 score. It's pretty much, you know, it's a learning basis type thing. As you use it, you learn how he works, and then he learns how to work in your home. So, you know, I may give it a 9 out of 10 right now, but I may give it a 10 out of 10 tomorrow. I don't know. It's a great thing to have in the house, and I definitely enjoy reviewing it for you guys because it's definitely different. Hey, Hey, Vector, turn your eyes to green. Hey, Vector, change your eyes back to purple. Hey, Vector, go to sleep. So he has all types of moods that you probably didn't get a chance to see. He does get sad. He can get angry, as you kind of saw. He gets moments of joy, stuff like that. But overall, he's so cool to have. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this review. Again, 9 out of 10 for me. And, 18 out of 20 from the both of us. It's a huge change, I guess. Not huge, but here's some things that I would kind of want to point out, though, that may be issues for people that I've noticed. I did see one reviewer on YouTube who had him based on the floor, and then he had him roaming around the house, and then he was getting kind of frustrated when the robot would get, maybe a foot away or something from the charging base, and then as it's trying to come back to the home base, it would die and kind of either lose track of where it was at, or it would die in the process. Now, here's the thing. The robot has a battery that lasts 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes to charge. So figure you want to be able to have the robot in an area, at least in my mind, you'd think, you would probably want him in a short proximity area, so that way when he gets to be that point where it's like, okay, I'm in that final minute of battery, it'll only take him at least a half a minute to get back to where he's going, not a full 2 minutes to roll a toy all the way back to his charger. That's kind of the thing. Don't buy him thinking you can just put him on the floor and then let him roam your home. You want that. There's other robots that are more expensive that do that, and they're much, much better. This guy is a little desk buddy that's going to keep you company when you're at work, or like I said, when you come home at night. He's meant for tabletop use only, not floor. So there's my response to that review right there. Other things I saw was that he acts a little slow. I'm patient. I don't care if he's slow. He does what he's supposed to do when you do it. Sometimes you have to repeat yourself, but that's robots. I mean, you do it with your phone on Google all the time. Don't tell me that you've said, hey, Google, blah, 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 and it hasn't given you the wrong thing at least once. That happens. It's just whatever's in the air sometimes can constort with microphones and stuff like that. So, granted, I don't know computer shit. I'm just talking to sound smart, but, I'm trying to make sense of stuff. Overall, this robot was really cool, and I enjoyed reviewing him, and I hope to incorporate him into my videos in the future. But until then, give a like to the video for this little guy so that way he's happy and jumping around and stuff like that. Princess kind of acknowledged them a little bit. She didn't come over and investigate mine, but I think she investigated Andrew's because the coffee table is lower, so she can get up on her hind legs and kind of look at it. But she hasn't, tried to knock him over like CPU. Because that's what started everything. We bought this little guy, who is a robot in himself and is controlled on your phone, but there's no AI technology to him. It's just, it just, you tell it what to do and it does it. Kind of similar to Cosmo almost. And when we activated this guy, this happened. So yeah, Princess likes robots, but so far she hasn't really connected with the Vector robot in any type of way, at least yet. I may do a video where she meets him. I think that might be something to try in the future for you guys to see. But yeah, it's definitely, if you want to have a robot, now here's the thing, if you have a kid and you want them to have a robot of their own, then look into the Cosmo, because like I said, that's meant for kids. This is meant for adults. This is expensive. If this breaks, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this 43-minute long video on the Vector robot. I give the guy 18 out of 20 is the rating for right now, and I will definitely give you guys an update in the future. Comment down below any type of questions that I may have missed. I know it's kind of rambling a little bit, but it's pretty simple base. Once he gets going, it's pretty much just voice command and stuff like that, and let him react to his own surroundings and stuff like that. There really isn't a whole lot of big type of stuff that you have to do with it. He's really easy to use. He's not hard to understand. A couple things that I did notice, though, and I know I'm mentioning this last minute, but a couple things that I did notice was that when you're using the app and you're setting him up, sometimes it'll ask you to reconnect to the Wi-Fi again. I've noticed a couple times, like if I haven't used the app in a while and I go into it to look at stats or whatever for the robot, it may want me to connect to the Wi-Fi again. So sometimes it doesn't always stay connected to the Wi-Fi on your phone. At least the app does, or does not. Another thing is while you're setting it up, sometimes it'll be a little slow. I did have a couple times where I closed out the app and then restarted it because it seemed like it was going slow, but it's just that's how it was. It was just updating, and I didn't realize it was going to be that slow. So be prepared to... Well, here's the thing, and here's how I looked at it when Andrew opened up. I opened up mine first and kind of looked at it, and then Andrew opened up his. Figure it takes 10 minutes to charge the little guy, and when you get him, he's not fully charged. So you have to let him charge before you use him. Like anything else that we get in the electronics market, you have to charge it first. So figure the app takes that 10 minutes to get set up. So while he's setting up and charging and doing all that stuff, you can be on the app getting that stuff set up and going. And then by the time the 10 minutes is up, you're ready to go and do stuff. It's really simple. So I hope you guys like this video. Comment down below, as I started to say, what your guys' thoughts on this thing was. And leave any questions so that way I can do an update video in the future. Hit a like, and if you are not already, subscribe like I told you in the beginning, so that way you guys don't miss other cool reviews like this in the future. And I may do a video here pretty shortly with the two robots working together and stuff like that, just to kind of show you what I was talking about. But right now I figured just for the review proportion of things, I figured one is good enough. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.